Graded A. Graded A.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Pick Six Podcast. It's your boy Musa here with you. I got my guy Mike here. How's everyone doing today?
Doing good. I'll be on in about 10 minutes also, everybody.
Yes, sir. He gonna make his grand finale after his favorite Rams team came to my town and got the dub. We're gonna touch base on that once Ty gets here. But if you're watching, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment on the channel, tell a friend to tell a friend. We're here with you guys with another great episode this week. We're going to talk more football, more so NFL than college. If you tune in for the college, stay tuned for Wednesday's episode, the day before Thanksgiving. We're going to cover some of the big upsets for that game as well, for that week as well. First things first, we're going to get right into the big game. We got Buffalo versus Kansas City. You know, last week I was the only one who had Buffalo winning. I had a gut feeling. I didn't have real reasons behind it, and it looks like it came to light. So we're going to touch base real quick on that Chiefs and Bills game. Mike, I'd love to hear your initial thoughts. Now that we have a week or so after the game to kind of digest it, what was your takeaway from that key game between the Bills and the Chiefs?
One thing that really puzzled me is I have a lot of respect for Steve Spagnuolo as a defensive coordinator and a football mind, but I don't know how you don't. I don't know if maybe someone blew their assignment. I don't know if it's on him, but how do you not put a spy on Josh Allen in that fourth down situation? Literally, before that play happened, I knew there's no way they're going to pick this up in the air, hand it off the run back. The only way they get is if he beats you with his legs, and that's what happens. It's happened to the Dolphins a million times, and it's happened to other teams that I've watched him play. But the Bills have beat the Chiefs now, I believe, 4 times in the regular season, but they've yet to beat them in the playoffs, and I still feel the same way about that. Yeah, you got the Chiefs this time, but I still think the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC, and I think the Bills really should address their kicker. I know Bass cost him the game last year. He's missed a ton of he's missed some big kicks this year. I know he made the 61-yard against Miami, but that PAT could have played huge that he missed against KC. I don't know what they got really out there right now for kickers, but it looks like some of these teams, like the Commanders and the Chiefs, the kid they brought in, you can find kickers on the streets that are good right now. So I think that's one thing that they need to address. And then with the Chiefs, I don't know why they got away from their bread and butter in the running game with Kareem Hunt. That's been a big thing. They maintain the time of possession all year to control the game, control the clock, and they just got away from the bread and butter. They threw it way too much. And Mahomes has had a down year. There's a lot of receivers out. Like, we'll see some bloom, I'm sure. Like, Hopkins is starting to get better. I think he'll have a big day today. Noah Gray is starting to use more as they should, but I don't know why they didn't use Kareem Hunt. They could have controlled the time, the possession, the clock, and I think they would have done better because teams have gashed Buffalo in the run game. Miami got him for over 100 yards a few weeks ago, and they've almost given up a 100-yard rusher in like each of their last 4 games. So I just didn't agree with the game plan on either side of the ball in that game for the Chiefs.
For sure. Real quick before I get into the game, we got Clips here. Welcome, Clips. Right now we just covering
what's going on, y'all.
Not much, man. We just covering the Bills and the Chiefs game. I wanted to point out that the Bills are undefeated at home this year, and this is the Chiefs' first road loss of the season. So,
first loss, period.
As well as their first loss. Period. This is big considering that they still have a game ahead on the Bills for the home field advantage. This could be huge because if the Bills can somehow get the number 1 seed, it's going to be tough to beat them in Buffalo. Now, we know Mahomes and the crew has done it before, but the Bills are just raving with confidence right now. I want to touch real quick on the Kareem Hunt point. I think he got 14 carries that game. Could he got about 3 to 4 more carries? Absolutely. They miss Pacheco a lot, and it shows with even Cream Hunt. Cream Hunt's solid. He's great. He knows the system, so he's not gonna provide any hindrance. I just think the problem is he doesn't have that burst that he used to have when he first came out of college, and that's where Pacheco is needed. Him being able to hit the gaps and have that burst and run heavy and hard on the field is going to allow them to pick up the offense even more. So that's something that they lack and they desperately need. I think he's coming back soon, if not this week, next week.
Yeah, next week he'll be back.
That'll be a big addition for that offense. So now you have him with Kareem Hunt that only can bolster the offense as well. I agree. Spagnuolo should definitely put a spy on Josh Allen on that last play. He was their leading rusher during that game, 12 carries for 55 yards with the touchdown. His biggest run was the play that Mike and I are referring to towards the end of the game. No Keon Coleman, no Kincaid, and Josh Allen still found a way to pull out this victory against the undefeated Chiefs. He did throw a pick, but he's been really good this season when it comes to the turnover, the TD interception ratio. So I want to give him credit for that because if you've been following Josh Allen, you know that was one of his biggest flaws was the turnovers, and he's been able to dumb it down at least this season. Mahomes, on the other hand, seems like he took off some of the Allen tree because he's been throwing a lot of picks this year. I don't really have much to say. He hasn't been looking like Mahomes, and yet they're still in position to come out the AFC, which is kind of scary because if you let most people say they didn't expect Mahomes to have like a down season or a down year at any point in his career, and yet here we are. The team's still doing what they need to do to win games. Defense is pretty much carrying them for most games, if not all season. So that's a plus side they can at least take out of this game. But the offense has to do better, I believe. Too many inconsistencies on the scoring side. You got 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. Didn't score until the end of the last quarter. The defense gave up points in each quarter but the third. So I'm with you, Mike. I think the defense had to play better, and I think they were able to pull out this victory still.
Yeah, one thing I just want to add quick before Clips goes, he said about Mahomes that no one thought he'd have it down yet. People got to remember, Brady went a decade without winning a Super Bowl in between his runs. So that happens with all of them. So with the way the league is right now, I'm sure he can still maintain a high level of winning, even if he's not playing his best. But I think people forget about that a lot of times when after Brady won 3 Super Bowls, a lot of people, including myself, never thought he wouldn't win again. But after the back half of the dynasty, that was proven wrong. He went on to win 4 more, 3 with the Patriots and 1 with the Bucs.
Absolutely. Clips, you there? We'll get back to Clips in a moment.
Sir. My bad. Sorry.
Oh no worries. We love to hear your thoughts on the Bills Chiefs game. What is your big takeaways from that game, if you had any?
I think he lost his connection.
Did you lose them?
Yeah.
No worries. We'll get back to him. Oh. So we'll get back to Clips once he's ready. But real quick, Mike, I wanted to talk about the Chiefs a little bit more. They finally got the loss that most people didn't think would come, despite the inconsistencies on the offense. Does this loss have any effect on them coming out the AFC? Are they exposed, to say the least?
No.
Are they a weakened team, or is this just a loss that was going to come at some point?
I've said it for a while. I thought they could go undefeated, but I don't think this loss really means much of anything. I don't think with Pittsburgh suffering that loss, if KC loses to one of these games, I think Pittsburgh would be able to jump in before Buffalo, because what everyone needs to remember with Buffalo is they're a very streaky team and have been for years. They go on big winning streaks and then they go on losing streaks. So, yeah, they're hot right now, but let's see how long this lasts for. That's all I got to say with that. And the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs are still, as I said, the best team in the AFC, and they'll come out of it whether they're the 1 seed or not.
Yeah, hands down. To be honest, the Chiefs are the best team in the league, even with that loss. I was expecting the Chiefs to lose. I kind of felt like the Chiefs were going to lose that game before it started, just because of the simple fact that I feel like the Bills are just like they have something to prove. You know what I mean? Like Josh is playing exceptionally well this year, given the loss of. I mean, not gonna say the loss, but he don't have a solid number one. Fair? Like, can we all agree?
Well, he got one during the deadline in Cooper, but up to that point, yes, I agree with you.
I
So
think
I
that
feel
helps them though, that they don't have a one. He can toss it to whoever's open.
exactly, and that's exactly my point, Mike. That's what I was gonna say. He don't need like yes, Amari Cooper is technically on paper the number one because he's the best receiver, but I don't think Amari Cooper is a true number one, and Josh Allen not having a true number one actually benefits the team. He can read plays, he can extend plays, and he could toss it to whoever is open. They kind of play like backyardish football. If I'm, you get what I'm saying, like, and it benefits them. Their defense is still decent, still got a little bit of work, but I will say that game was for the Chiefs to lose. Type, you get them if that makes sense. Like they could have won that game, but again, certain play calling, putting a spy on Josh Allen, like Musa said before, is key because he was their leading rusher. And you already know he's looking to run and he's looking to extend the play. So, but like you guys said, the Chiefs are still coming out of the AFC.
I actually will play a little devil's advocate because are the Chiefs still the best team in NFL? Because I honestly think the Lions are the best team, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I thought the Chiefs would be higher up. Like, I shouldn't say higher up. I think they'd be more advanced this time of the year because they usually get better as the year goes on. So, yeah, they're still winning games. And that's why I said earlier that they were going to go undefeated because you're going to see them progress. Last year, I thought they were going to be a first round out until I heard they were playing the Dolphins in 20-degree weather. But I think this year, if they don't show that significant improvement in the upcoming weeks, they didn't hit that improvement really last year. The Chiefs, I believe, to like started week 15, 16, where Rashid Rice started to break out because I know Justin
They
Watson.
missed him hugely, by the way.
Yeah, Justin Watson sort of was like their one before that last year, and even then they're barely using him at all now. So we'll see. But I would agree with that. I'd say the Lions are the best team in the NFL right now, but I still got the Chiefs slotted at 2. Chiefs best team in the AFC.
Okay, overall team, yes, the Lions are better. I personally believe the Chiefs are a better team, are the best team, down to even coaching. Like that all plays a factor, and I really feel like yes, you guys are saying they usually pick it up at this time, but to play devil's advocate, I really feel like Andy Reid just feels like he doesn't need to. He can skate by winning games. He could skate by winning games with not that much effort, not excessive high play calling. Like they can just manage the game and win the game. Like it kind of reminds me low key of like New England. Like they just manage the game to get themselves in position to win the games. And once playoff time comes, excuse me, that's when I feel like we're gonna get to see the Chiefs that we're used to.
I hope so because I don't disagree with I don't disagree with any of the points you just made. However, one of the things that I feel like they need to be careful with is kind of play down to their level of competition or kind of like cruise control. Because some players, you don't want to get too complacent to when I know they've shown it, but sometimes it's hard to just turn that switch on. And we all know up here, it's not like basketball where you got a best out of 7. If you can't get that switch to go on any given Sunday, you can go back home and we have a new champion. So that's something that I think they need to be mindful of. To your point, where they are good at turning on that switch. I just hope it doesn't come to bite them at the worst time where they can't get the switch to come on and then they're going home early in the playoffs. Any other lasting points on this game, or if the Chiefs are going to kind of go backwards after this loss?
One thing I just want to clarify with what I'm saying, though. Yes, I think the Lions are the best team in the NFL, but if the Chiefs are playing Lions, I am still going to pick the Chiefs to win. I just think the best team doesn't necessarily reflect who's going to win the game. So I still think the Lions are the best overall team all around, but I will pick the Chiefs if they go up against them in the Super Bowl.
Yes, Mike, that's exactly my point right then and there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rams fan has arrived. Ty
Ben
is
Affleck.
in the building. I'm getting ready to pull him up right now.
Oh, he's got
What
Matthew
up, what
Stafford
up?
today. No more Ben Affleck.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Yeah, they're back at 5-5. So there's some hope, you know.
Ty, we were just finishing up talking about the Bills and Chiefs game and whether or not does this loss hurt or hinder the Chiefs moving forward. Are they still the favorites out the AFC? Are they still the best team in the league? All that good stuff. I don't know if you have anything you would like to add before we transition.
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into that loss. Buffalo, Josh Allen is, I believe, the only quarterback in the league that has beaten Patrick Mahomes more than Patrick Mahomes has beat him. But they still got the same. They got more Super Bowls than the Bills. So I don't think a regular season loss matters. However, if Kansas City ends up losing another game and the Bills win out and the Bills are getting the bye, I think that kind of hurts the Kansas City's chances of three-peating. But right now, we didn't. None of us, other than Mike, probably thought they were going undefeated. So I'm not surprised.
Absolutely.
You're right.
I think we all can agree with pretty much all the points you made. We kind of touched base on everything you just mentioned. So that being said, we're going to move forward. Before we get to the special Rams-Patriots game recap, you know what? Actually, why wait? Let's get into it now. The Rams came to New England. Our great brother up here, Ty, was able to go to the game with his Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford agenda, and he was able to watch his Rams get the job done against my rebuilding Patriots. Ty, I'd like to start with you because you got to see it firsthand. What was your thoughts and takeaways from this game?
Honestly, Mike touched on it last week. He said the best way to beat the Patriots is to keep the ball in Drake May's hands. And that's pretty much what the Rams did. Create the pressure, have him, try to make those plays. And as a rookie, he has a lot of potential, but the turnovers is there. They had a chance to tie the game. They did need a 2-point conversion and a touchdown, but there was a chance. Then he just threw the ball and it got intercepted. But the Rams offense, like I said, once they have games like this where you have Puka and Kupp pretty much
They
combined
dominated.
for 90% of the yards, you're gonna win games. And that's why I think they're a sleeper. If this offense is there, there's not a lot of defenses in the league that can stop the offense. And there's not a lot of offenses. There's a good handful that can replicate the same type of offense that they're doing to keep it a really close game. But I thought it was a pretty good game. It was closer than I wanted it to be, but I think both teams played good in my opinion.
For sure. Clips, Mike, any takeaways from this Rams and Patriots game?
I really didn't expect the Patriots to win at all, so no, not really. This was kind of like my eye test, I guess, to see how solid Drake May could be, but I didn't really heavyweight into this game. I knew the Rams was gonna win. I honestly thought the Rams was gonna win by more, but shout out to New England's defense, I guess.
Shout out to the Rams defense to let us get them points on the board. Go ahead, Mike. I know you
One-
ready to take off.
Yeah, the one thing that I would say is shout out to the Rams that usually beat New England by just pounding the ball up the middle. But Barmore was back last week, so I know it was his first game back. I don't know the exact snap count that he got, but they adjusted well because they tore him up with Nakua and Cups. So one thing is with Drake May is I don't understand all the praise this guy is getting because Zach Wilson is doing the same thing. He has all the arm talent in the world, but he turns the ball over left and right. And he was getting torn up in the media. Now Drake May is saying, "Oh, he's better than Caleb Williams" and all this other stuff. And it's not the interceptions are bad, but it's the fumbles too. He fumbled a lot at North Carolina. Reportedly, his hands are under the average size, so it's tough for him to grip the ball. And everyone will use the excuse, "Oh, well, Brady fumbled a lot in his first 3 years." That's the same thing I was hearing 3 years ago with Mac Jones. That look compared to Brady and look at where Mac Jones is now. Like I think it's just Robert Kraft pulling the strings, seeing he controls all the TV media rights deals for the NFL to make sure they shill this kid, just like how he did Mayo after he won game. But I just don't get it. I think they'll just draft another white boy in 3 years and throw number 10 on him.
Yo, draft another white boy is really crazy.
Yo, this is what if you're not watching right now, this is why you need to tune in to the Pick Six show, man. We give you the best content weekly. If anyone knows Mike, that's why I said, Mike, you can take off. I seen that look in your eyes. I knew you was about to say something crazy. I just felt it. I'm like, go ahead. I ain't gonna say nothing. I should have gave you
He'll wear
the
10 too, just so you can keep the same jersey, just change the nameplate on the back. That's all.
Listen, I will say this. I shook my head as you was talking because I heard too many different comparisons in that whole soliloquy. Like I heard Mac Jones. I was like, oh God. Zach Wilson. No.
I
That was almost
tied
the
him
point.
in.
You about to make me defend Drake May, and I already was saying this from the jump. Any quarterbacks coming out of North Carolina, I'm questionable because of what I've seen and had the experience with Mitchell Trubisky at number 2. Going to Chicago when they could have took Mahomes. But that's another conversation. So I was already skeptical with Drake. I will say I see the flashes. I see, like I said in previous times, I see rookie Josh Allen in the sense of the turnover plays. And also him being a big quarterback that who can run, who can make all the throws, throw arm power, everything. I'm still not sold on Drake May yet because at the end of the day, the team is not good. So I got to see what they're going to put around him. There's been rumors that Pats are the leading candidates to get T. Higgins. But if you let Mike tell it, Kraft ain't spending a dime. So who knows? We'll see how that works out. But I think he's been playing okay. I can't say he's been better than Caleb because he hasn't had the amount of games to play. So that wouldn't be fair on Caleb's part. As far as the Rams go, they torched our defense off in the air. Like the run game was solid actually. They still got over 100 yards rushing. But to have your 2 best receivers go almost 300 yards receiving is at least almost 250 yards receiving is ridiculous. Cooper Kupp, 6 for 106, 2 touchdowns. Nakua before he got hurt, 7 for 123 with a touchdown. It's like Stafford threw 295 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. I don't care who you got on the defense. If you allow them to do that, they're going to beat anyone, which is to what Ty was mentioning earlier regarding the Rams having a chance. So that was my big takeaway. But we got a comment from Don Royal. Don Royal, Mike Mad Dog, a racist pig, and Stephen A. Smith's the sellout.
That was more a shot at Kraft, man. It wasn't a shot at Drake May or any of them, bro. If you're picking
Don
up
Royal,
what I'm
shout out
putting
to the
down,
comment. We appreciate that. But yeah, Mike, we definitely got to clip that. That was
as I said,
yo,
it's a shot at Kraft. No one else.
Mike's gonna love it next year when Drake May's throwing deep routes to Travis Hunter, right? When Travis Hunter gets that real QB, right, Mike?
Ty, don't worry, Ty. We're going to save that real
we'll
QB.
Save that for Wednesday.
We're going to save that real QB part, what he did on Shador in the private chat yesterday, for Wednesday's episode. Trust me. I can't wait to I have to be prepared for Wednesday's episode because Mike's gonna be unbearable.
No, because the thing is, I feel bad for the rest of the kids on that team. But if we want to talk about Travis Hunter, I think he's going to the Jaguars. They already got the quarterback. If the Jags have the number 1 pick, unless New England trades up, they ain't got him.
They got a quarterback in Jacksonville?
They paid him. They're tied to him regardless, whether he's a quarterback or not.
Nah, I'm trolling.
But the problem with that, we'll talk about this more on Wednesday. But majority of you guys said you don't want him to play both sides. But I feel like if he goes to Jacksonville, he has the perfect opportunity to play both sides.
Wait.
I agree.
I want Travis to play both sides of the ball, for real.
I think it was just me and you that wanted him to play both sides.
The reason why I don't is it's not because he can't do it. It's more so I want him to get paid because I think he's going to do well in the next level. And I think where the market is for the money right now, he's going to get the biggest payout or payday, whatever you want to call it, on the offensive side of the ball. Me personally, I would like to see him play more defense, but end of the day, I'm just happy to see him get on a team that's going to help mature him and make him a better player. I don't want to see him go to no dumpster fire team. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen because that's what's those are the teams that pick at the bottom. I mean, at the top, unless you're my Patriots. But we'll see. Hopefully, he comes to New England.
I got Will Campbell getting drafted by the Patriots, personally, myself.
No.
Why, you don't want him? You need an offensive line, bro.
I like the lineman out of LSU. Will Campbell's solid, though.
Yeah, that is Campbell.
Oh, I'm thinking about my bad. I'm thinking about Will Howard. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
wrong Will.
State.
Yeah, I was thinking about the wrong Will. We're gonna talk about that on Wednesday. We're gonna move forward. Next game. Is there any other games you guys want to touch on before we get into the MVP talks?
We should probably touch on Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Mike, you can take it away. Let's get into it.
I feel bad for Lamar, man. I think he should look at maybe. I know he just signed with Baltimore, but I think he'd be much better served with another franchise. Personally, he's not the reason they lost that game, and unfortunately, he's going to suffer the consequences in the MVP market. Because as we're going to talk about coming up, I'll explain that. I think it really hurt his chances to win it with that loss to Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh was in an awful spot Thursday night against Cleveland, and they just lose games that they shouldn't. Sometimes it's weird how they go out and beat the Ravens and then lose to the Browns. But I think Pittsburgh's dangerous, and they'll come out of the NFC North. And the Ravens, I don't know. It's just I think they're in sort of a rebuilding year almost with all the pieces they lost and certain coaches.
Ty, thoughts on the Ravens Steelers game?
Honestly, I think it hurts Lamar's chances a little, but not really a lot because the AFC North is still the AFC North, and we saw that on Thursday. All these teams just beat each other, It doesn't matter. But I will say that is a scary thing if you're Baltimore, because Pittsburgh beat you with just field goals. You can't be a Super Bowl team and lose to a team just by field goals. And you have the so-called MVP of the league behind center. It just doesn't make sense. So I think I would dumb down on any chances of Baltimore making the Super Bowl, because I think that's really slim. And I kind of agree to Mike's point. It kind of feels like a rebuilding year, but the fact that the AFC is just so weak, they're going to still make the playoffs. But the more and more I see the Ravens, it's like they get a little closer to being that team, then they just take 2 steps back. Then, I don't know, they're just the most weirdest team in the NFL, I would say.
Clips? while we get clips to come on board. My takeaways from the Ravens Steelers game was it's a typical AFC North dogfight that always happens. Unfortunately, Lamar's gonna get some of the blame, and rightfully so, because he's the quarterback. And when you win, you get all the praise. So when you lose, you expected to get the blame. Obviously, we could provide context like a lot of the things that occurred during that game, and even most of the losses they have this season was not on Lamar. But it is what it is. I still think he's still leading in the MVP because I know he didn't have the best game against them head to head, but they still beat them convincingly, and that's the game against Buffalo. So because of that, I can give him a slight edge. Although, if most people have Allen over him because of the game against Kansas City, I'm not even going to argue that. I said it from the beginning, before the season started. If Allen is doing what he is doing now, which I kind of predicted to be the case, he will be the lead runner for MVP, if not to win it. So I'm not mad at if it goes either way. But back to the Steelers game, defense played pretty well for most of the game. When Lamar had time in the pocket, he was able to make throws. What killed me, even though he made up for it, was that play Zay Flowers dropped wide open in the fourth quarter. Lamar extended that play for as long as he could, and he threw it right in between the numbers, and he dropped it. Luckily, he was able to make up for it. But the biggest issue I had was the miscommunication on the 2-point conversion. Real quick, Peso dropped a comment. What up, Peso?
What's up, bro?
What up?
We ain't saying what up. You supposed to be on the pod, boy.
But like I was saying, I think that 2-point conversion just shows the dysfunction that's going on. I won't use the term dysfunction. The miscommunication that's going on with some of the teams and what Lamar voiced in the press conference, where it's like we're beating ourselves. We beat ourselves in the AFC Championship game. We beat ourselves against Oakland. We beat ourselves today, and it's annoying because it seems like him and a few others is constantly making the choices to right the wrongs, and others is not all the way there when the biggest moments is coming up. You've seen Likely and Aguilar with the communication. I feel like Lamar's supposed to roll left. Someone was supposed to come out to the opposite side so he can get the throw off. You see, he never looked to run. It was meant to be a throw and play. Another big issue with that play is why the hell wasn't Derrick Henry in the game for that play? I don't care if he's not getting the ball. If the defense sees Lamar and Henry in that backfield for a 2-point conversion, they're going to focus on that. That's going to open up everything. I don't think Henry even got a touch in that fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken, or there were any rush attempts. That can't happen. You didn't bring him in here from to sit the bench. Run the ball. Force Pittsburgh's hand. If you run the ball, it'll allow you to open up everything else. And it relieves pressure off of Lamar. So that's one of my biggest takeaways with the Ravens. Shout out to the Steelers, though. They made the adjustments they need to make. They got the stops they needed to make, and they end up winning that game. To Mike's point, it just sucks that they follow that up on a short week and lose to Cleveland. Although it was a snowy game on the second half, one of the probably better games of the year, if I might add. But all in all, I think the Ravens still got a shot to win this division because majority of the Steelers' remaining games is divisional games. And with them losing to Cleveland Thursday, it gives them a little bit of a wiggle room to try to catch up and steal the division to get at least a home game in the first round of the playoffs.
On the 2-point conversion play, one thing I just want to add to what you said is, and I want to see your opinion on it too. Do you think one of those guys on the left, because they had a heavy rush from Lamar's left side, do you think the defense blew the receiver up in the backfield and he had to block when he was supposed to be maybe cutting across or doing a fade route or something? Because I know it looked like Likely and Aguilar just sort of like quit on the play. I don't know if they were supposed to still come across.
I feel as if Aguilar was definitely supposed to block or check and release, and whatever happened, he got blown up. So that kind of blew less time for Lamar to scramble left. I feel like Likely is supposed to go upfield to get the second level and then release out for possibly to the pylon to help for Lamar. I also think they could have just both blocked and had someone on the right side come across the field also. I just feel like those two having the miscommunication kind of blew up the play even more because it didn't give Lamar enough time to make a play or decide to run. So that's kind of my big takeaway on that play. But Ty, you got something to say real quick?
Nah, Mike, I think I agree with you because for both of them to basically like do nothing, clearly, clearly one of them had the route and the other one should have been blocking. Um, but that's that miscommunication that kills the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know if like nobody knows the playbook or this is Harbaugh trying to be like fancy with it, but he
Todd Monking.
overthinks. Yeah, he overthinks his plays. Honestly, I thought it was a bad play. At that point, you could have just rushed it in for the 2 point. But
I just feel like it's year in, year out. And Lamar, like I touched on it earlier, Lamar said it himself. They beat themselves. There's no reason, especially last year, that the Ravens shouldn't have had a Super Bowl by now. Like they're beating themselves each and every season. It gets hard to root for them because I'm one of the biggest Lamar fans. The reason why I want the Ravens to win is because I want Lamar to get the Super Bowl. I said it already. When he win that Super Bowl and they do that commercial right after the game, and they got him on that podium with Dion after he got drafted, it's gonna sell. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Hopefully, I do get to see it. But the way they keep beating themselves, I may never get to see it. I know, play on the words. I feel like I'm K-Dot right now. I'm in my GNX mode.
Well, I got one better for you then. As I said, if he leaves Baltimore, what if Dion becomes a coach and that's who he goes teams up with?
Dion becomes a coach where though?
Anywhere in the NFL. I don't think he's ready for it yet, but if he
don't go to Dallas because I can't root for you if you go to Dallas.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know where he goes, but I'm just saying, what if they team up after the fact?
I don't see it because I don't see Dion leaving, and I just don't see Baltimore trading Lamar anytime.
Yeah, but I'm talking years down the road. I'm not talking right now.
Well, a lot of things could change, so that could be a possibility. But
I mean, I think only if like Dion goes to like Vegas. I don't think as long as Jerry's alive, he ain't paying for Lamar. And I think the other options for Dion to coach are really bad teams. And I mean, this is years down, so maybe they could make a flip, but I'll probably just say Vegas is the only like real option.
I agree. Let's see. This might be one more. Oh, yes. Real quick, let's talk about the Seahawks 49ers game real quick before we get into the MVP conversation. What was you guys' thoughts on that game? You know, Geno silencing the crowd, giving him the famous hurry at the end of the game. And it was beautiful to see because if you notice, the crowd was so hyped up and legit. As soon as he scored, it was mute. I'd never seen something like that in my life in a football game, like that quickly. What did you guys thoughts on that game? I know Ty loved every minute of it for his Ram.
Whew, man. Honestly, this is the Cardinals' division to lose, in my opinion. That's what that game told me. 49ers, not surprised. The only thing I just wish I stuck to my biased heart and I didn't pick them to win the division. Because the last time they went to the Super Bowl and lost, they didn't make the playoffs the year after. So with the same coach and pretty much your same core players, honestly, this team's beaten up. They don't have the energy. They just like, I don't know. They can't do anything right. I don't even think Seattle's that good. So the fact that Seattle was able to go beat them, that it was amazing for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And CMC is not the same factor. He's healthy, but he's not the game changer that he was, um, and especially since Purdy and Bosa's missing this game, they think they both will be back before their their Buffalo game next week. But yeah, Niners season is done. That's it.
Big, big reason why I think Gino got in on that play and why the 49ers are going to struggle today, too, is Nick Bosa being out. And I don't think if Nick Bosa is on the field, Gino scores on that play. But another thing, too, is one thing I noticed this being a Dolphins fan with McDaniel, and McDaniel is from the Shanahan coaching tree, let's say. These guys don't know how to manage the game inside of 2 minutes at all whatsoever. Yes, they may be offensive gurus or whatever, but whether they're head coaches or not, jury's still out on that. Kyle Shanahan's probably the best out of the group, so he is. That's one reason why I'm definitely not sold on McDaniel. These guys just have their heads buried in their play sheet the whole games and just don't know how to manage the game. And I think if the 49ers did that, I believe they've lost 4 games in the last 2 minutes this year. There'd be a lot different feeling around this team. But I agree with you, Ty. I think the 49ers are done.
Got to eat crow this week, man. I was high on the Niners. I don't see how they can recover. It's unfortunate because injuries riddled them early, and it seems like the division is up for grabs, and they might not be able to get it. So I want to spend less time on them and give more props to Seattle for staying in the fight. Gino continue to show why he deserves to be a starting quarterback in this league. JSN has been balling this season. He has ascended at least top 15 for sure, but he could probably keep into those top 10s if you depend on who you let tell it.
Before you finish, Musa, we did a wide receiver ranking, right? And I had JSN, and I just want to apologize to that young man. I was not familiar with your game, young man.
Well, you had JSN.
Where'd you rank? Yeah, where'd you rank him?
I didn't even realize this. Hold on.
You remember? I forgot what our category was. It wasn't elite, but it was.
Was it like trash? I hope it wasn't trash.
Nah, it wasn't trash. It was like mid or something like that. But after watching, like actually sitting down and watching a full Seattle game, I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game, young man.
He's the best receiver. I have him. I think he's better than DK. He's a better route runner than DK. So with that alone,
I mean, potential.
That'll be the separator between him and DK will be the route running, and that's why I'll put JSN over DK because of route running. But for sure, Jackson Smith Enigma has been balling. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna get right into it real quick. We're gonna get into is Josh Allen the MVP favorite, and we won't spend too much time because we kind of dibbled and dabbled with it a bit.
Give him the MVP right now.
So why would you give him the MVP right now, Clips?
I think he's just the best quarterback working with us right now. He's the front runner. He's solely carrying that team right now offensively. His numbers look great. Like you said to your point earlier, he's cut down a lot of the turnover issue. So I just feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Lamar is still Lamar. Like, there's still time, and I feel like Lamar can still get it, but I'm personally giving it to Josh.
All right. Ty, Mike, what are your thoughts?
Ty brought up a good point in the group chat that I didn't realize that the Bills play the Lions in a few weeks. So I think the winner of that game, unless one of these two teams go on a huge losing streak or one of these guys get injured or they fall off cliffs, I think the MVP winner will come out of whoever wins that game. So, but I think the Lions will win that game. So tie a little bit of betting into this right now. Jared Goff is third in the MVP race at plus 600. I think you should get that price right now before it changes. Unless he has a bad game today, even then I'd still hit it if the price goes up. But I don't think the only way Josh Allen wins is if he beats the Lions in that game.
So real quick before Ty and myself go, the Bills are on the bye week this week, but the remaining schedule they have the Sunday night game against the 49ers at home. They then play Ty's Rams
I
in
think they
LA,
win those next two.
and then they're at Detroit,
And then that's questionable.
and then they play New England at home.
That's a win.
They have the Jets at home, and then they're at New England. I think they split one of those New England games.
They split one New England and they beat the Jets.
I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to the Niners if Brock Purdy's playing. But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on if he's the favorite. There's an echo. What's going on?
The only thing with them splitting in New England, I don't think they do this year because New England has that one game in mid-October, early November where they pull a huge upset. Last year it was against the Bills. This year it was against the Jets, and that was the only time they won at home in that whole year stretch with those two games. So I don't see it happening this year unless the Bills are resting everyone last week.
I'm just being biased. There's like an echo.
No, but I see your point.
Or is it just me?
No, I hear it, but I got headphones.
Yeah, I hear it.
I'm about to mute and let y'all talk real quick. I want to see if it's me. Ty, you can go. What do you think he's the favorite?
Honestly, I don't see why he would still be the favorite. Because Lamar literally has better stats than him. He has more passing yards, more touchdowns, and less interceptions. Josh Allen's last 4 games, he has thrown 5 interceptions in total. So at the end of the day, you gave Lamar it last year, and his stats are probably going to be the best in the league. I just don't see how you don't give it to him. But I will say, if the league wants to say record is that impactful and meaningful to MVP, then he's definitely going to be the favorite, because I think Buffalo finishes like worse, probably 14-3, maybe 13-4.
Yeah, and real quick, because
wait, hold on, Ty, you got who for MVP?
Lamar.
I still got Lamar.
So do I.
One thing I got to add into that, though, is I know everyone's going to say the stats, but you got to remember MVP, a lot of the voters say who's the most valuable player to their team. And with going head-to-head, yes, the Ravens did beat the Bills head-to-head, but Derrick Henry had 200 rushing yards that game. And with Allen's doing with all the receiver injuries around him and everything, I think they would give him still the nod over Lamar in that case. Goff, on the other hand, if he beats Allen, that's the only reason why I think that is, because they're going to get the number 1 seed in the NFC, and with that record, it's America's favorite team right now is between the Lions and the Chiefs, so they're going to want to promote those two teams. So I see it going to Goff if he beats Allen.
Real quick, because I'm with Ty. The stats say it, the head-to-head, they won, regardless if Henry had a big game, a monster game or not. Because I still think if you remove either one of those quarterbacks off those teams, they're not playoff contending teams. And I'm going to check the Ravens in a minute, but I want to ask you guys, outside of the Chiefs win, who has the Bills really beaten this year?
Arizona. It's probably the best win.
That was week 1, and they barely did that. But okay. But no, that was before anyone expected Arizona to beat anything. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Jaguars
twice.
They lost to Baltimore and Houston. They beat the Jets. They beat Tennessee, which I knew that wasn't going to be much. They beat Seattle, and they beat the Colts. So outside of Kansas City and now looking at it, Arizona, they haven't really beaten any playoff teams.
They got a tough stretch coming up, though, from what you said.
To the point, that's why I think these next 3 games for sure is going to tell a lot as far as the MVP race goes. Because even though San Fran is not what San Fran was, people still respect who they are, especially with them getting healthy. The Rams with the high power offense, I can see people taking that consideration. And of course, the biggest game is Detroit. If he beats Kansas City and beat Detroit, and the Ravens are still losing despite Lamar having the stats, then I'm with you guys. That's what I said. It could go either way. I'm not mad at it. I'm just still giving Lamar the edge because of the head-to-head matchup. And the stats is there. Now, to play devil's advocate, who have the Ravens beaten? Let's look at it. I have it right here. They beaten the Cowboys. Trash.
Barely beat them.
You mean the Cowgirls?
They beat the Bills. They beat the Bengals. They did beat the Commanders.
The
They
Bengals
beat
twice.
the Bucks. They beat the Bengals twice. They beat the Bucks. They beat Denver, who I think right now will be in the playoffs as a wild card. But I think I'm wrong on that. I can double back.
No, they're in the wild card 7th seed.
And they lost to Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Kansas City, which was week 1, and they lost to the Raiders, which is inexcusable as well. So with that being said, I kind of feel like they're like neck and neck. So my deal breaker will be the head-to-head, at least for me.
The one thing too with that is
What
the
is the
voters.
Ravens' schedule going forward?
Finish your point, Mike, and I can go with the schedule. I have it right here. I was gonna let Mike finish his point real quick, and then I'll announce it.
Just one thing with the voters, you got to realize too is they don't really put much stock in those Lamar games against the NFC. I touched this on a few weeks ago. They don't really game plan against him much. That's why he has such a good record on him. When they look at the AFC, and I believe he has a 500 record against the AFC. That's with losing to Vegas and Cleveland. That's going to downgrade him a lot. And just on top of it, with him getting it last year, I just can't see him getting it this year. That's the only reason why. If he didn't get it last year, I think he'd definitely be higher up on my list to get it this year.
For sure. That's the NFC's fault for not game planning for a 2-time MVP. So that's on them.
They just don't know how to.
Next, Clips, you said the remaining schedule. So they have tomorrow night's game against the Chargers in LA. They play Philly following that. They have the bye week. They're at New York for the Giants. They're home against Pittsburgh again. They got the Christmas game against the Texans in Houston, and then they play Cleveland again at home. So they definitely, in my opinion, have the tougher schedule opposed to the Bills.
Yeah, they do. I could count probably like three questionable games that they like tough games that they could possibly lose. So yeah.
Honestly, the probably easiest game probably will be the Giants, even though that's in New York, and it's the middle of December, so it could be a snow game, cold weather. But outside of that, every other game is a tough game. The Chargers are no slouch. The Eagles is on a hot streak. Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. It's the AFC North. Houston is going to be not going to be easy outing. And you end against Cleveland at home, and it's another divisional game, which we all know Cleveland is going to play hard regardless of their record. And that's one thing why I love Kevin Stefanski, because he's going to have them playing and ready regardless of who's out there. So it can go either way for the Ravens. Moving forward, though, we're going to get into our Week 12 power rankings, and then we're going to end off with our pick'ems, along with the best topic I saved for last, the Giants and Daniel Jones. So,
my favorite.
Without further ado, we're going to get right into these power rankings. There we go. Perfect. If those watching, if you like and subscribe to the channel, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're watching right now, you can just send out order that you would like people to go for the rankings, and we can go from there. Otherwise, I'll just make up a random order. But we start from the bottom and work our way up to the top. Let's see if anyone sent out an order. No, not yet. That's cool. So we're going to start with Clips and work our way up. Clips, Who you think is the worst team in the NFL?
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm just typing something up. Give me one.
While he's thinking, if anyone else has a team, we can mention them also.
Jags.
Yeah, Carolina. No.
I think Carolina.
Two-game
I think
win
Carolina
streak.
at this point's better.
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
I think it's between the Raiders or the Jags.
Yeah, the Giants.
Yeah, I was gonna say the team that just released their
Yeah.
starting quarterback.
Giants. We're going Giants.
You guys think the Giants are the worst team?
We're going.
Yeah.
I'm either going Jags or Giants.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect two teams right there.
I don't think the Giants are the worst
Wait,
team.
hold on.
The Giants are better than the Titans, in my opinion.
The Giants on 5 at home.
They're all trash. I can't.
Yeah.
On
Battle the ugly shit.
Yeah, I'm going Jacksonville.
I guess no one would disagree with Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'll go Jacksonville. I'm just looking at like 0-6 away is kind of crazy. Like
All right, who we got next?
0-5, but the Giants is 0-5 at home. So 0-4 in the division. Like we gonna have to put the Giants somewhere over there.
Who y'all got next? Raiders, Giants, Titans.
Giants.
Either Raiders or Giants. Raiders or Giants.
I'll probably lean Raiders.
You're really high on those Giants.
No, I just think the separator between the two, the battle of the ugly chicks is the defense.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm putting them over.
Yeah, but their defense hasn't played great the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, but that's also due to the fact that the offense can't stay on the field. So that means the defense got to play more than what they should have. But that's probably my only slight reason. But Mike,
I'll probably go Giants only because they put up the least amount of points out of all the other teams. Like,
and that's my point because of that offense. That's exactly my point. With that being the case, that means the defense got to play more snaps.
Yeah.
But it's up to you guys.
I vote
I got
Giants.
Giants it is. Will the Raiders come next, or is it going to be the Titans?
Raiders.
For sure.
Wow, the
Titans.
Titans
To
got,
be honest, the
Titans
last
got blown out.
Giants and Raiders are like interchangeable. Like it don't really kind of matter.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like,
It's just crazy because the Titans are this high and they've been getting blown out multiple weeks.
that is true.
But it's all good. All right, we got 29. Who we got?
Patriots.
Mike say Pats. I might go Carolina.
Actually, hold on. What about the Jets?
We haven't touched on the Jets are better than these teams that we mentioned, unfortunately.
I mean, are the Jets better than the Patriots?
If you let me tell it,
I don't know, bro. I honestly might think the Patriots are better than the Jets. I ain't gonna lie.
honestly, that's not a hard answer. Yes, they're better than the Jets. And that's sad to say, but that's just me being unbiased.
Honestly, yeah, I'll put Jets right here.
So the Panthers are better than the Jets?
Yes.
From what I've seen, the last two, bro, Bryce Young just added an extra year starting to his life. Okay.
We got the
Just
Jets.
by that win alone.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be looking for a new team next year.
He might look
I
at it.
don't know.
Nah, he gonna be in the Jets again.
I don't
Then he
know.
gonna ride off into the sunset. So we got the Jets at 29. Who we got 28? Panthers or the Patriots?
What about the Cowboys?
Nah, the Cowboys. Yeah, that's up to y'all.
I mean, Cowboys still got CeeDee Lamb.
We still got Cleveland.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. We do not put Carolina right there, bro. Like,
Yeah, we can put Carolina right
That-
there.
that's
That's
what-
fine.
Hey, that's what I'm letting y'all choose because I'm just saying.
Now we got to go to the Patriots, though.
Like, hear me out. I get what you're saying, Ty. Yo, but they only put up 167 points in this whole season, bro.
Yeah, but Andy Dalton was starting, bro.
Clips, when you say
That's
that,
their fault.
Clips, when you mention that stat, what team is that for? The Panthers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One
That
thing
is true,
about
Ty. You are right. You are right. Huh? They on a 2-game win streak, though.
the Patriots haven't had a 2-game win streak in over 2 years.
Mike, I'm about to. I'm tired of Mike's ass.
Yo!
Tired of Mike's ass, man. Leave my path alone, Mike. Damn.
You put this nigga. You put him backstage?
You damn right. That's it with the damn Dolphins. Tired of this shit. Welcome back, Mike.
I just wanted to throw that stat out there. That's
How about the mighty Dolphins?
yeah, right. They're the Jets of this week.
Everyone
Everyone talking about how they're going to make the playoffs. My ass.
Is the Patriots going to be here? Or the Browns?
I'll go Patriots.
Who we got next?
Cowboys.
Are the Cowboys worse than the Browns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we stop saying Cowboys, please?
Okay, America's team.
There we
No,
go.
hell no. That's the Patriots. Still my Patriots.
You don't think the Chiefs are America's team with
No.
Kelsey, Dayton, Swift? No.
No. Holler at me when you get at least 6-20, like we got. So holler at me then. You're almost there though.
Well, they're on pace for 6 and 8.
Pause it. No, not yet. They'll get there. Who we got next? Couple teams we didn't mention.
I probably got the Saints right here.
Yeah, I
Mike
agree with
says
that.
the Saints. I mean, Ty says the Saints. You in agreement, Mike?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a good place for them.
All right, we got the Saints. The Aints. All right. 23. Who we got?
Bears.
Yeah, I'll probably
Mike
go
said
Bears.
the Bears.
Yeah.
The Bengals are better than the Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just-
barely.
They
For
just,
sure.
they're just losing stupid games.
Literally.
Yeah, because, I mean, both teams are losing stupid games. You look at it.
Yeah, but the Bears
The offense is better on Cincinnati.
crazy all season.
So we got the
Yeah.
Bears here. Who we got next? The Bengals or the Colts?
I go with the Colts. I think the Bengals are better than the Colts.
All I know is the Colts got a better record for a team that's supposed to be dumpster fire. So,
I mean, Anthony Richardson can't play the Jets every week. So.
Yeah.
right. But I ain't gonna put the Bengals above them because the Bengals can't get their S together. I don't know. Clips. Who you got here? 23, I think it is. Colts or Bengals?
Let's see. I'll go. I'll go Colts. Only for the simple fact that, like, I know what the Bengals could do.
We all do, but they ain't doing it. So that's why I got the Colts over them. But
Some of those games that the Colts won, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't think they should have even won that, but okay. But speaking of the Colts, they brought back. Oh, they brought back old uniforms. Oh,
all right, we're at 20. Who we got at 20?
Dolphins.
How the hell?
wait.
How the hell the Dolphins is better than the Colts and the Bengals?
Yeah, no, I can't agree.
Then again, Tua's back. I can't even be mad at that.
Wait, they're second in the AFC East for
Yeah, unfortunately, because the AFC East is a dumpster fire. All my Spanish people watching, they're basura.
Bro, they've put up less points than the Patriots this season, though.
Yeah.
Because most of these games they didn't have Tua. Skylar Thompson and them boys. Wow, you got the Dolphins here too?
Yeah, I would put the Dolphins there.
19. Who we got?
I either got Bucks or Niners.
I go Niners.
I got the Falcons.
I think the Bucks are going to win the NFC, so I ain't going to lie.
I think the Niners are still better than the Falcons.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that Falcons. They lost 2 in a row.
Two in a row.
Terrible.
Yeah.
18. Who was it, please?
Niners.
Niners, yes. I'm okay with the Niners here. 17.
Bucks.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks are better than
Not
the Rams. I think the Bucks are better than the Rams.
Not the
What?
Rams.
Bro, they're 4-6 and lost 4 straight.
Did they? Hold on. Oh yeah, they did lose 4
That's because of injuries, though. You guys flipped it. You guys were unhealthy in the first half, and then now it's the other way around. But that's fair. I ain't mad at it. We got Bucks here. Rams.
Wait, you think Seattle's better than the Rams?
No. I put Seattle right here.
Yeah, so
I think the Bucks are better than Seattle. But we could put Seahawks here. I forgot about the Seahawks. My bad. And then we got Rams next.
Broncos.
We're at 14.
Yeah, Broncos.
Broncos it is.
Or maybe the Vikings.
I think the Vikings are better.
Yeah, the Vikings is better.
Texans.
13. He got the Texans. I think the Cardinals go here.
Yeah, the Cardinals. Yeah.
Cardinals. Okay. I think they're top 10 team.
No. Wait. Don't put the Cardinals there, but they just won 4 straight though.
Who have they played?
Chargers, they beat Dolphins.
Chargers, Dolphins, and Bears.
And the Jets.
And the Jets. I mean, I said the Giants. Yeah, the Jets.
So 3 of the 4 teams were trash, basically.
Oh wow.
Based on our power rankings.
Who have the Texans beat?
Hey.
One of them is the Jets. I know that off the top of my head.
Don't do that, bro.
They lost
to the Cowboys. They lost to the Lions by 3. They lost to the Jets.
No, they beat the Jets.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
the Texans lost to the Jets by 7.
That's right. They did give up that loss. Bums.
Yeah. They lost to the Jets and then lost to the Lions, but then they just, whooped on the Cowgirls. So
I think they have the better defense. I think I can trust their offense more than the Cardinals.
But I'm not I think the Cardinals have way better offense than the Texans this year.
Nah, only because
I'm not mad at that only because of the injuries.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean,
if we want to swap the Cardinals and the Texans, I'm okay with that. That's fine. Ty, what you think?
He's off the stream.
He's off? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the back. Oh, let me add him up here.
Yeah, I'll put the Texans right here. I think they're both iffy, but
so you got the Texans over the Cardinals?
Yeah, because I think, pretty much Texans is just in an easy division. I don't think the Colts catch up. Cardinals are gonna have to scratch and claw to win that division. So honestly, they interchangeable anyways. So I'm not mad at it.
Okay. Who we got at 11? I know who
Packers.
Go ahead. Packers. Okay. Who else? Who else y'all think? I got Commanders.
I think Commanders are better than the Packers.
I'll put the Packers.
Flipsy, who you got? Packers it is.
I'll go Packers. My bad. I was looking at the standings and stuff.
We got Commanders at 10.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, we're inside the top 10 now. Who we got at 9? Chargers?
Ravens.
Yeah.
Ravens? The Chargers are not better than the Ravens.
Chargers are going to beat them tonight.
They play them tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, yeah. I'm sorry. The Eagles play tonight. I got the two of them confused, my bad.
Who you got, Ty? Ravens or Chargers?
I'll put the Chargers right here.
Flips?
The Chargers.
We got Ravens at 8.
Yeah.
Everyone agree?
Yep.
We're at 7. Moving through this.
Eagles.
Nah.
I might have to go Vikings or Steelers.
Oh, we didn't put the Vikings yet?
Wait, we haven't said the Vikings?
Yeah,
Oh,
whoa,
damn,
the
all right.
Vikings should be way down there.
So
No, the Vikings are a top 10
9.
team.
Yeah, wow. Whoa, 9 actually?
I like the Vikings better than the Chargers.
I like the Chargers over the Vikings. I ain't gonna lie.
Only thing I like is Justin Jefferson more. That's it. Other than that,
I like their
anything from the
defense.
Vikings.
I like Aaron Jones.
I think Chargers defense stepped up though.
They have been playing better as of late. But I'll give the Vikings a slight edge, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Slightly.
So all right, so we could put Vikings at 8, then Ravens at 7.
Is everyone agreeing with that?
I think the Vikings are better than the Ravens, but yeah, what's whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think the Vikings are better than the Ravens.
We're at 6. Steelers?
Yeah, Steelers.
Yeah, I put Steelers top 6.
I don't know. I think the Steelers are better than the Eagles, but that's just my opinion.
Nah.
My only issue with that would be I think both teams' strong points are opposite. The Steelers' strong points to defense, Eagles' strong points to offense. I think the Eagles have a higher power offense because the Steelers get stagnant where they can't put points up, touchdowns up. So that'll be my issue. But I'm cool with Steelers here. We have Eagles at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, got rid of that. Can't spell right now.
I think we're actually at 4.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Or no, I think we're at 3 because
We're at 3,
I think you
yeah.
started at 33 by accident.
That's what I meant. Yeah, because I had to put the title at the top. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we're at 3 now.
Yeah.
Who we got at 3?
Bills.
Yeah, Bills.
Even
Bad
though they
cake.
beat the Chiefs?
Yeah, I don't read into much on that loss.
Chiefs at 2?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then the Lions, obviously.
I think I spelled that wrong.
CHI.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. There we have it. This is our Week 12 power rankings. As you see at the bottom, we have our Week 4. Let's look at the Week 4 at the top. We had Chiefs, Bills, Vikings, Lions.
The
Jets
Jets.
is at 5. This was Week 4. We had the Packers 6, Texans 7, Steelers 8, Seahawks 9, Ravens at the 10 spot. Let's look at Week 8 for those watching. Oh, the Patriots moved up. Shout out to my Pats. We have the Chiefs, Lions, Ravens, Commanders, Bills, Vikings, Steelers, Packers, Texans, Eagles cracking the top 10. We had the Bears at 11. Wow.
The times have changed.
They were pretty good.
For those who haven't noticed, we do our power rankings at 4-week interval. So we had 4, 8, 12. The last one for the regular season, of course, will be Week 16. And then for this week's Power Rankings, we got the Lions, Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, Steelers, Ravens, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, and the Packers to round off the top 10. Real quick, we're going to show you guys. Mike gave me the updated points for the pick'em. So here it is right here for you guys. I got to update the weeks, though, because that's enough I got to do. Currently, we just finished up week 13, and we're going into week 12 for NFL. Mike has 212 points, Clips with 250, Ty with 208, Peso with 212, and myself with 253 going into this week's slate of games.
This is my last weekend last. Mark my words.
What, is it the last week of the season? You telling me something I don't know?
Peso with a comment.
Yeah,
You're lucky I missed the week.
That's true.
Well, you're also missing on the show, but that's another thing. No, I'm just messing with you. But Clips is back. Bring Clips back up. So that's the list. I got a slight edge over Clips by 3. Peso did miss a week, but things are looking good so far for everyone. Last subject before we get into our picks. We won't spend much time on this. What's next for the Giants and Daniel Jones? The Giants have released Daniel Jones over the weekend, and now they got to eat all that dead salary. Echo. It's rumored that I think I seen something about the Ravens, and I think it was another team I can't remember. Was potentially looking at, and the Vikings were looking at Daniel Jones as a backup. I don't know what for. Daniel Jones had emphasized that he wants to play for a contender. So, what's next for Daniel Jones and the Giants?
Giants is Cam Ward, I think. They're going to try to get him, but for Dan, I don't know what they were doing releasing him. They just keep him till the end of the year, and so to not have the cap hit, I don't understand it at all, but I don't know why the Dolphins aren't going out and signing him. What happens if Tua goes down again? You need a backup quarterback. You want to go through what you went through a few weeks ago again? Like, I think it's a stupid move by the Giants to release him, and we'll see what happens. I don't know why Drew Lock's not playing. I understand that they might be tanking, but all that money that you gave Drew Lock, that's what kept you from re-signing Saquon Barkley. So why are you not going to use Drew Lock? And you're going to put Tommy Cutlets up now because he sells some tickets because he's got the following around the area saying he's Italian. Like, come on, man. I think it's a joke what they're doing.
All right. Ty, Clips, thoughts?
What's next for the Giants? Being in cap hell for a couple years, and just relying on their draft picks at this point. There's nothing much they can do because they released them. I agree with Mike. No point. Season's almost over. Just try to dangle him around draft time. Get something. See if there's a team that wants to eat that cap or even eat some of it, and have the rest of the team eat the rest. There's a lot of things they could have did. What's next for Daniel Jones? Probably the same route we've seen guys like Sam Darnold have. It's just going to be a backup. He'll get in the game if the number one goes down. But that's pretty much it. I kind of would like to see him on a different team just to see what he looks like. But I think he's
New Orleans.
Yeah, he's gonna just be a backup.
Carolina. Clips, any thoughts?
Not necessarily for the Giants. I don't want to be. I want to troll and just be like, get rid of the whole organization. But yeah. I don't really know, but I want to see Daniel Jones play somewhere else. To your point, I do. Maybe the Saints, maybe Carolina, like you said. Maybe the Titans. Like, just I want to see him play somewhere else. I don't think New York was like the fit for him, so just give him one more shot. But he's like Todd said, he's looking like backup type. maybe get the starting position if your number one is hurt, and we'll see what happens from there.
I agree with everyone's points. The Giants is going to eat a lot of cap due to this contract. They should have just kept them so that way they can release them at a certain period in the offseason where they don't have to eat as much of the cap. Saquon's just looking at this, wishing Daniel Jones the best. But deep down, he's probably like, this is what the Giants do. They waste money and they don't want to be serious. I also look at it as what's next for Malik Neighbors. But you got to stud that wide receiver with no quarterback. I like Tracy in the backfield. You got pieces on the defense. So they need to figure this out fast. Cam Ward, Shadur, although Mike don't like that, but Shadur.
Most overrated quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, God. Yeah, sure. We'll see.
We can break down tapes sometime if you want. It's not going to be pretty.
We can get into that on Wednesday's show for sure. But as far as Daniel Jones, I could probably see a contender bringing him on, maybe just as a backup for what worst comes to worst. Who knows? San Fran could look at him maybe if depending how bad Purdy's injury is going to be. I don't see a contender taking a chance on him in the offseason for the long-term sustainability. What I can see is a team that, like the Saints or the Panthers, who might not be able to get a Shador, Cam Ward, and they just need a quarterback to fill in, try to go into next year's draft and see if they can get a quarterback. I can see that being a potential option. But outside of that, I don't see nothing else at the moment for Daniel Jones. But
yeah,
go ahead, Ty.
Not to cut you off, but I'll make the last point. But his best bet, honestly, is to be literally Sam Darnold. Go to a team that's going to take one of these rookies in the first round, and see if you can gain that trust, just like Jacoby Brissett did, and started for the Pats. That's his ceiling right now. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't see a contender doing it. Maybe he will get picked up because playoffs, especially if there's certain teams out there that think they're a championship team, they don't want to lose their quarterback, so they need to have a backup plan. So I can see him getting picked up, but not staying with that team next year.
Absolutely. And moving on to the last segment of the day is we got some money lines or prop bets for you guys. So stay tuned, grab your popcorn, and we're going to get into it. So, Mike, is there any plays you got before we get into our regular spreads and for the pick'ems?
Yeah, hold on. Let me unlock my phone here. Most of them I put on our X account, but a few that I like for today is Jalen Waddle over 39.5, 40.5 receiving yards, depending on what shop you go to. Saw what Nakua and Kupp did to the Patriots secondary last week, and Gonzalez was questionable. I don't know if he is playing. I haven't seen the update on it. Austin Eckler over 20.5 receiving yards against the Cowboys. Look at what Eckler was the number one receiver last week against the Eagles, and the Cowboys give up, I think, second or third most receiving yards to running backs. Mike Evans over 50.5 yards. He could get that on one catch against the Giants, and the Giants may try to be tanking. DeAndre Hopkins over 43.5 receiving yards. That's way too low against Carolina. If you want some fun bets to sprinkle, you could do Mike Evans for an anytime touchdown. Puka Nakua to have like 6.5 receptions is a plus money. I think they're going to be hitting them a lot of screen games. They'll be going up against Mitchell or DeJean most likely tonight. Same thing with Kyron Williams over 2.5 receptions is a plus money last time I checked. Probably going to be checking it down to him with that good Eagles secondary, but I'd stay away from spreads and stuff today. It looks way too easy. I think there could be some chaos today, to say the least.
For sure. And some props I like Jalen Hurts over a rushing or receiving touchdown against the Rams today. I like Lamar under interceptions. I like Christian McCaffrey over rush or receiving touchdowns today. I like Derrick Jones Jr. for the Clippers under 9.5 points. Of course, if you got prize picks, they have the discount with Tyreek Hill for 1 receiving yard. So if you want to combo with that, you can take that as well. I like Derrick Henry over rushing a receiving touchdown. He has cleared his mark almost every game this season. So I think that's a guarantee. Some other players I like Jason Tatum over his assist prop at 6. I like George Kittle over 39.5 receiving yards. I like Kyrie Irving under 24 points. I like RJ Barrett over 5.5 rebounds. I like De'Aaron Fox over his 5.5 assist prop. And I like James Harden under his 39 points, rebounds, and assists. Moving forward, Mike, we can get right into the pick'ems and we can head on out.
All right. So first game we got is Lions and Colts. Lions are favored by 7.5. Peso has the Lions minus 7.5. Clips has the Lions straight up. I'm taking the Lions straight up as well.
I got Lions straight up.
Yeah, I got Lions straight up.
All right. Next game we got is Chiefs and Panthers. Chiefs are minus 10.5. Clips and Peso
Chiefs
both have the Chiefs straight up, and I got the Chiefs minus 10.5.
Chiefs.
I got Carolina plus 10.5.
Wow. Okay.
Chiefs straight up.
Chiefs don't win against the spread.
Yeah, this is a different beast, I think, today. Next game we got is Patriots at Dolphins. Dolphins are minus 7.5. Peso and Clips both have the Dolphins minus 7.5. I'm taking the Dolphins straight up.
I want to take my Pats. I really do, but I'm going to go Dolphins.
Yeah, same.
Straight up.
Dolphins straight up.
All right. Next game we got is Buccaneers at Giants. Buccaneers are minus 6. Peso has the Bucks minus 6. Clips and myself both have the Buccaneers straight up.
I got Bucks straight up.
I got Bucks minus 6.
All right. Next game we got is Titans at Texans. Texans are minus 8. Clips has Texans minus 8. Peso and myself have Texans straight up.
I got Texans straight up.
Yeah, Texans straight up.
All right. Next game we got is Cowboys at Commanders. Commanders are minus 10.5. Peso has Commanders minus 10.5. Clips has the Commanders straight up, and I have the Commanders to minus 10.5 also.
Commanders straight up.
Yeah, Commanders straight up.
All right. Next game we got is Vikings at Bears. Vikings are minus 3.5. Clips has Vikings minus 3.5. Peso has the Bears straight up, and I have the Vikings straight up.
I got Vikings straight up.
I'm going with the Bears.
All right. Next game we got is Broncos at the Raiders. Broncos are laying 6 points. Clips and Peso both have the Broncos minus 6, and I do as well.
I'll go Broncos straight up.
Where's the game at? Denver?
Vegas.
It's in Vegas, and Denver has not won in Vegas or Oakland, I believe, since Peyton Manning was the quarterback.
Okay, never mind. So give me
I'm going
Vegas
Broncos.
straight up.
Broncos
give me Vegas
straight up.
straight up.
That
Who you
ends
want,
today
Ty?
with Bo Nix.
Give me
want
Vegas
Vegas?
straight up.
All right, I got you. Next game we got is 49ers at the Packers. Packers are minus 5.5. Peso and Clips have the Packers straight up there, and I do as well.
Same.
I'm torn with this one.
No Brock Purdy or Nick Bosa.
Packers straight up.
Cardinals at Seahawks is the next game. We got Seahawks are favored by a point. Clips has the Seahawks straight up. Peso has the Cardinals plus 1, and I have the Cardinals straight up.
I got Seattle straight up.
Who's home?
Seattle. Rain in the forecast today.
Run game.
Seattle versus who again?
Cardinals.
I go Cardinals straight up.
Sunday night game. We got Philadelphia at the Rams. The Eagles are -3. Pace on Clips have the Eagles straight up. I have the Rams straight up.
I got Eagles straight up.
All right.
I got Rams straight up.
All right. Last game we'll be picking today is the Monday night game, Harbaugh Bowl. Baltimore at the Chargers. Baltimore's -2.5. Peso has Baltimore -2.5. Says Baltimore straight up, and I have the Chargers straight up.
Ravens straight up.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going Ravens straight up.
All right. And that's all the games we got for today.
That's a wrap. For those watching, thank you for watching and showing love to the channel. If you're new, make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, tell a friend or tell a friend. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on the flip side. We'll be back on Wednesday for a special Thanksgiving episode. And we got football again next Sunday. Also, tune in for next Saturday, 12:15. We got basketball for you guys. Again, thank you guys for showing love and appreciation. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Peace.
Peace.
Grade 8.